All right, so I wanted to show you a little bit about gesture drawing and the way I'm looking at it. Um, you know, a lot of times people they think of gesture drawing as just quick sketches, which is sort of what it is, but it's really about the gesture and the movement of the object. So, when I'm thinking about it, I think of it in terms of like I call it a visual spine. It's sort of the bones of the movement, eye movement. So first thing you want to probably do when looking at gesture drawing is sort of set up a little bit of a parameter. I like to just start with a frame, quickly like that. Really, though, you probably should be going with something a little more professional and clean, right? So we'll use our ruler, right? Get ourselves a nice little layout here. And there we go. And then I'm looking at a cup of daisies here. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is sort of figuring out where things are going to be in space. And that's what this is composition. And it's not about creating accurate drawings. It's not about creating, good drawings necessarily. It's about creating quick drawings that tell us where things are at in space in general, sort of general placement of your objects. And the reason we focus on that and not on the actual end product is because these are supposed to be quick and they're supposed to be very immediate, and that's as much detail as I would put into it. I can already tell you that my cup is too big. So for my next one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sort of the same thing, but now I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to change my angle a little bit so I'm looking more down on it. So I'm also maybe going to put it off to the side a little bit. It really likes to give me that straight line first, doesn't it? I'm going to put it so it's coming more out like this. All right, and then this is going to give me the opportunity to get those stems in there a little bit more. All right, flower here. There's one coming off the edge like that. There's the main sort of focal flower is going to be right here now, a little bit there, cluster under there, and then there we go. Also, I see the table in the background now, which is nice. And then there's also a bit of a shadow coming off this way, and that's good. Okay, third one, we're just going to do one more because, that's 3 always seems like the right number. Let's go like this. And the whole point, again, is not to draw good drawings. That's not our focus. Our focus is composition and getting layout fixed. So now I'm going to drop down lower. I'm going to get top. There we go. Okay. Going to get that top of the cup there. Goes off the bottom right there. See the water line. I didn't get the water line there, but I don't think it was as important before. Sort of a mashing there. Flowers now come more upright. There's that one. Coming out this way. Now I see one that's sort of facing in that direction there. There's an upward movement there. Bit of a mass there. Shadow. Table. And then I got a bit of a chair back there, which isn't really part of my drawing, but I think if I was looking at it as a design, I've got this big negative space over here, and so I like that. So this is how you want to approach these, very quickly, very immediate. You'll figure out what the important detail is. Like obviously I didn't have anything here to start with, and I think as I moved along it became more important, right? This sort of area here suddenly felt very empty, and also, there's a negative space I didn't, or a table line I didn't catch before. So as you work through the process of doing these gestures, they become much more informed, and you start to figure out what the important stuff is. It's the rim of the glass here, the weaving of the stems here, the direction of the flowers here, a bit about the negative space, the shadow, and then you go from there. So typically on a design like this, I would do anywhere from 15 to 20 of these, just sort of moving things around and nudging them. And then, for this one, you just turn in your best. And it's under 5 minutes, and I've got 3 of them already done. So they should not take a long time.